Welcome to the Schluter Systems Tips and Tricks video series. Today I'm here to share a couple tips and techniques for installing the Schluter DITRA uncoupling membrane to help achieve a successful tile project. It's essential to obtain proper thin-set mortar coverage to ensure a secure bond and support for the tile covering. Without solid contact between the membrane and the substrate, the tile assembly is susceptible to movement and damage when exposed to traffic. We'll cover the following points in this video: thin-set mortar consistency, mortar application, embedding the membrane, and checking coverage. Let's get started. When installing DITRA, be sure the thin-set mortar is mixed to a fairly fluid consistency but still able to hold a notch. If the mortar is too thick, it may not transfer to the bonding fleece under the DITRA as required. Once the mortar has been mixed to the proper consistency, apply it to the area where the DITRA is to be installed using a notched trowel. A 1/4 inch by 3/16 inch V-notch trowel, or the Schluter DITRA trowel, which features a 4.5 mm by 4.5 mm square notch design, is used to apply the mortar. Apply a thin layer of the mortar with the flat side of the trowel to produce solid contact with the substrate, and then comb additional mortar using the notch side of the trowel. Hold the trowel at a 45-degree angle when combing the mortar. Holding the trowel at a lower angle will result in less mortar being applied and can result in poor coverage under the membrane. Combing the mortar in one direction can also improve coverage by making it easier to collapse the mortar ridges when embedding the DITRA. Apply the DITRA fleece side down and solidly embed in the mortar using a float or the DITRA roller. Make sure to observe the open time of the thin-set mortar. If the mortar skins over, remove and reapply before installing the membrane. Lift up a corner of the membrane to check coverage. Proper installation results in full contact between the fleece webbing and the thin-set mortar. Re-embed the membrane. If full coverage is not achieved, remove and reapply, making sure to verify proper mortar consistency and application. Let's recap some important considerations when installing DITRA. Mix the thin-set mortar so that it has a fairly fluid consistency but is still able to hold a notch. Apply the mortar to the substrate using the flat side of the trowel and comb additional mortar using the notch side. Hold the trowel at a 45-degree angle and comb the mortar in one direction. Solidly embed the membrane. Periodically check to verify you're achieving proper coverage and adjust your approach if required. Hope these tips help next time you're installing DITRA. Thanks for joining us on our Tip of the Day.